Alright, hello, hi, how are you doing? How's everyone doing? I hope you guys are doing better because I was filming this video and I was like 10 minutes into it and I was doing so good. I was explaining myself so well, and then what happened? My phone just decided to, run out of space and delete my video because I had no more space. And that was great. Yeah. I had to delete Snapchat, Instagram, and Netflix to be able to have space to redo this video because it did not save. So great. I don't know if I introduced myself already or not. I forgot. My name is Daniela and I am a high school senior and I graduate in 12 days, which is mind blowing and terrifying. Y'all, I'm an adult. I don't feel like one, but legally I am. That's terrifying. That means I can go to jail. I can go to a club, not drink, but still go to a club. I can do a raffle. Can I adopt? I don't know. I can get a tattoo. I can get a piercing. I can do so much stuff that I'm probably not gonna do, but I can do them if I wanted to. Since I was little, I literally was always so excited to go to high school. Like, I remember when I was in elementary school and the high schoolers would come and perform at our school or something, I would be like, oh my god, I cannot wait to be in that position. I was so excited because I would see these movies in which they would start high school and it's like a whole new experience in which they would open the door and then they would see people walking into their lockers and getting their stuff, talking to friends. Like, how they portray it like so dramatically when you walk into a new place and it's like just exciting, if that makes sense. That's how I would imagine it in my head. That's what I was expecting when I was going to start high school. But COVID happened. COVID starting during my 8th grade year, which meant that I had to finish my 8th grade year online through Google Meets. I didn't get to say bye to any of the people I knew in middle school or my teachers because we were in spring break and all of a sudden we just didn't come back. What was I saying? It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. What was I doing? What was I saying? Oh my god, my mind just went blank. Anyway, yeah, I ended up finishing 8th grade online. And then 9th grade started. I still continued online, even though they gave us the option of coming in person or doing it online. But me and my brother did online. I don't think we really had a choice. I think that's what our parents chose for us. I never really had to have that first high school experience when I opened the door and I see everyone and it's so like mind blowing. My high school experience was waking up from bed, turning on my computer, going into the Google Meet, and playing Roblox and ignoring that Google Meet because who's going to actually pay attention to a Google Meet? Like, if you did that, wow. How? Because I could not. Instead, I was building a game. I actually built a game because I had so much free time during those Google Meets. I actually went on Roblox and built a game which is called Ocean Runway. And at the time, it was so active. Like, we had like at least 20 people in the game. We would have events. It was so exciting. Honestly, I'm really proud of myself for making that game. But anyway, that was basically my first semester of high school. It was just like Google Meet, playing Roblox, singing, entertaining myself at home without paying attention to my computer at all. That's basically how that went. Second semester started, and me and my brother finally went face to face to school. And it was scary because most of the students that were there had already been there for the first semester. And so I was one of the newer kids that just decided to come in during the second semester. I didn't know where my classes were. I didn't know nothing. So I just went through my day, and I don't remember that well because that was like 4 years ago. And the teachers just kind of went on with their teaching to the students that were already there during their first semester. And so they never really introduced themselves to me or nothing, except one teacher. Goodness, I have so much to say about this teacher. She is amazing. I won't say her actual name, so I'm gonna change her name to Miss Flower because that's the one thing I could think of because I have a flower. She was the first one and only teacher, really, that introduced herself to me. I remember walking into her class and I was so confused because there was literally no one in that class. I was like, oh, did I just walk into a random class? Like, what do I do? Please help me. I was like freaking out. But no, she was like, "Hey, are you in my class?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think so." She was like, "Okay, well, we have first lunch, which basically means that you go to lunch before actually going to the class." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And she introduced herself to me. She was like, "Hi, my name is Miss Flowers. What's her name?" And I got to know her more over the years. In my freshman year, I was very shy and like quiet. I've always been that way, but especially more since literally COVID happened and I had not talked to actual human beings in months. So this is important because that teacher was basically the one that pushed me into getting out of my comfort zone. Because freshman year was just like, it was kind of getting used to high school, just very easy classes, getting to know everyone, things like that. So the classes overall were pretty easy. I had no problem with them, except math. God, oh my god. I don't even want to remember math. Math was a nightmare. And it was mostly my fault, I guess, because during the first semester, I didn't pay attention online. And when I got there face to face, our teacher was gone. We had a substitute for like months. So we didn't really get taught. And in my sophomore year, I had to take an extra math class because I did not pass the test. But yeah, freshman year went by super fast. It was a long time ago too, so I don't remember all the details. Then sophomore year started. I don't remember absolutely nothing. Like, I don't even remember one thing that happened sophomore year. Like, my mind, like, there's literally not one memory that I have in my mind. Like, I don't remember who my teachers were. I don't remember anything. Nothing. None of my schedule. Like, that's insane. I literally don't have a clue what happened during sophomore year. But then junior year happened. So everyone always says, like, oh, junior year is going to be your hardest. You're going to have to really get on your grades so you can go to college and all that. And sure, I mean, maybe for some people, junior year is hard depending on the classes they take. But I was just in regulars. I only had one AP class, and that was English. And that was kind of hard. But it wasn't anything impossible. Junior year was also the year where I got involved in so many extracurriculars. I was doing choir. I had recently joined theater. I was in art club, writing club, a mental health club. There was like another one, I think, but I forgot. I was involved in everything, and I did everything. And I was in so many yearbook pictures because of all the clubs I was in and stuff like that. Junior year was my first year of doing theater production, which is a class in which we basically put on the shows for our school, like our plays, senior directs, things like that. And I had no experience in theater before this, so it was complicated and it was scary too. I'm so tired, can y'all tell? So yeah, my first play, it was senior directs, which means that it was directed by seniors, and it was called Murder in the Knife Room. I was a reenactor and I had a lot of lines. Like, this was my first play and I was so overwhelmed because it was a lot of lines and the most lines I've ever had at any show before. But it was super fun. So something that I do recommend is like scoping out your options for your electives and deciding what you want to do, because if I would have known how fun theater was, I would have joined since freshman year because it's that fun. It's actually super fun. Like, I can't even describe how much fun I had in theater. I literally know everyone in theater because we're like a family. Our theater production class is a family. Like, we know every single one of the people there, and we spend so much time together because we have rehearsals like almost every single day after school for our shows, and so we really spend a lot of time together. Oh yeah, and then junior year was also when I started like making songs and getting more involved with choir. We were performing on stage for our class songs that we were learning. I also did karaoke and singing in front of people, which was one of the first times I ever did that. I actually ended up crying the first 3 times I did because it was so overwhelming, but you know what? Exposure is good for you because it makes you more confident and it helps you improve in like a lot of things. Now I feel like I'm able to sing in front of anyone at any time as long as I'm prepared and warmed up. So, yeah. If you're ever scared of doing something, the trick is doing it. Like, no matter how scared, no matter how much times you cry or how many times you mess up, you gotta keep doing it and doing it and doing it, because there will be some point that you will be able to do it confidently. Like I said, junior year, I did make some songs. I made 10 songs original, but I only released 2 because I don't know how to do the background music for my songs. So I had someone help me um, for the background music. Her name is Anna Townsend, and she is so talented. She is an amazing actor, by the way. Like, she literally a huge inspiration. And she's also so talented with singing and making music, which is insane. So she was the one that helped me make the music for 2 of my songs, which are now released. And they're called I'm About to Break. That's the first one. And then the second one, Thank You So Much. You can look them up on YouTube by typing my name. Or if you are watching this on YouTube, then just look at my profile. Or on Instagram. My tag on Instagram is Siren Daniela, if you want to check that out, by the way. So yeah, junior year was filled with a bunch of activities, and I had so much fun that year. And it was actually a pretty chill year. Didn't really stress that much on schoolwork or any of that. Senior year, the last year. Goodness. I don't think no one really tells you how stressful senior year is going to be, because y'all, no one warned me how much stuff I had to do senior year. Like, especially if you're going to college, the college stuff is so stressful. Like, I'm still stressing out right now till this day. Like, y'all help me, send help, bro. So here is my advice for you. Start looking into colleges that you might want to go to as soon as possible. Even if you're like in, I don't know, a freshman, middle school even. Like, just look at schools that you are interested in going and just keep on building on what you might want to major in, what you might want to work in, so you have an idea of what you want to do. So thankfully, I already knew what I wanted to do, which is psychology, by the time I got to senior year, which saved me a lot of time because I could not add more stress into what I already did have. So the hard part for me was doing all of the little checklist thingies from the colleges. So that's why I feel like you gotta be really prepared before actually getting to this point. And finding a college that you want to go to can be really hard. So you gotta think on how far do you want to live from home? Like, do you want to live at home and just like travel there and like easy come and go so you save money on housing? Or do you want to go farther away and live independently for the first time? And you gotta make sure that you can do this, because living somewhere else is so expensive. That's part of the reason why I'm stressing, because I don't have money and I am gonna be living on campus, which means not in my house anywhere. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with the money situation. And so yeah, location, how far do you want to live and where? So that's basically how I found where I wanted to live, because there's a lot of colleges, and as long as they're good enough, a degree is a degree. No matter how expensive the school is, how cheap it is, that's not gonna really matter in the future. So for me, I'd rather live somewhere and go to a place that I like the location and that I can have fun while at the same time studying. So I live in Dallas, and I lived here all my life, so that's 18 years, and I got really bored of it because it's the same thing over and over again for the past 18 years. So I knew that I wanted to go to a different city or even state, but that's more expensive. And so I thought of all the places that I visited. I've gone to Galveston, I've gone to a little bit of Austin, San Antonio. I don't really remember where else, but out of the places that I have gone to, I remember how much I love San Antonio. Like, I loved the environment, the people walking, like the music. It's just, I felt so happy there, you know? And so I was looking at colleges there, which one was most affordable for me. And so I found one in San Antonio that I really liked. and that is how I chose the college. Second thing you gotta know is your major. Like, what are some things that you're interested in and that you would like to do for the rest of your life, which is such a hard question to ask yourself. But also, I think there's an option where you don't have to have something picked out, at least for the first 2 years of college, because the first 2 years of college is mostly just about getting your prerequisites, which is kind of like an extension to high school. It's like math, history, and all those things. So it's just about building credits. And then the third and fourth year is more specialized into the major you actually want to do. So I don't think it really matters if you don't know for sure what you want to do at least the first 2 years of college. So you have time, but just be like thinking about it because it will save you a lot of stress in the future. That's not even the things that stressed me out, because finding college and what I wanted to major in was not super hard for me. The thing that did stress me out a lot was like all the little things that you have to do, because you have to sign up for orientation. If you want to live at the college, you have to do your deposit for your dorm. You have to pick out your dorm and your roommate. You have to choose a meal plan, get loans, apply to FAFSA, turn in your transcripts, letter of recommendations, and things like that were like stressful. And also figuring out how you're gonna actually pay for that, because no one has like $25,000 a year, the very minimum, to go to college. But apart from college, senior year was the funnest year that I've ever had, because I was super more involved in theater. I did my first musical this year. It was You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, and I was a little red-haired girl. It was so fun, y'all. I would do it all over again a million times, because I'm not even kidding. Oh my god, being in a musical is the funnest experience you could ever have in your whole entire life, or at least for me, because my god, I got to dance, I got to sing, got to act, and wow. Like, I was so close to giving up, because I auditioned for the musical and I got in. And some part of me wanted to get in to get that experience. And then the other part of me was like, I really hope that I don't get in. Because I always didn't know how to dance. I still don't know how to dance. And that is a part that scared me, because I was like, there's no way that I can do this, because I'm going to look like a crazy weirdo that doesn't know how to dance. But I stayed, and it made me so nervous for the first whole week of rehearsals. But still, I just stayed there, and it got easier as I tried more for the dancing part. That's the only thing I really struggled with. And then I noticed how fun it was, because all the lights that like the scenery, the lights, the acting, the dancing, the singing, it's literally amazing. And then the costumes, oh my god, literally, I was obsessed with my costume and my wig. It was red, it was so pretty. Like, I would do it all over again. So if you do have a chance to do that, do it. Like, do it for sure. It just takes a lot of like effort to learn dances, lines, songs, and a lot of time after school. But it's so worth it, like, for real. Well, yeah, senior year, you also get a lot of activities that you get to do as a senior. I paid for this like little list of things that you can do. So it was like, it included the prom ticket, the senior trip, which is tomorrow. What else? Senior luncheon, the senior sunset. I think that's free, but still, there's a lot of things that you do. The senior sunrise, senior pictures, like the panoramic pictures, I think what it's called, and like a lot of things. So definitely do those if you're able to, especially prom. I had such a good time at prom this past Saturday, which was 2 days ago. I got my little dress. The theme was Enchanted Garden, I think. And so I got this pink dress with like little flowers, and it was so cute. I went with one of my friends, and she wore a blue dress, which was very beautiful too. We danced, and it was such a fun time. So, senior year, definitely will be one of the most stressful ones if you're going to college, but also the funnest year out of the 4, in my opinion. Plus, you get to graduate and have a graduation party if you choose. It's the funnest. Like, honestly, for real. That was my high school experience. Maybe it does not sound like a lot, but it was a lot. And a thing that I heard, like a quote, or I don't know if it's a quote, but something that I heard is, I wish that someone would have told me that these would be the good old days. Like, high school years are basically the good old days when you're older. So really enjoy those years. And there will be really hard days, trust me, like a lot. But the good memories will make it worth it. So you gotta just stay on there and keep going, because girl, you're gonna have a lot of memories from high school, like for real. And then if you're going to college, you're gonna have even more memories, because that's basically where your life actually begins. After high school, you get to be an actual adult that gets to work, study for what you actually want to do, drive places alone, and things like that. So yeah, that was my experience. So now for tips. I didn't really think of tips, and I didn't write any of this down. I'm just talking as I go. But let me see. Tip number 1 would be, try to think over what electives you would like to have during high school, because if there's anything that I regret, is not trying a lot of electives that I wanted to try, because I am so interested in learning how to do photography, but now I don't really get to, because I'm leaving high school, and if I wanted to actually have photography classes, I would have to pay for them now. So take advantage of that, because they actually teach you really good stuff in the electives that you choose in high school for free. Like, it's crazy. Some of the electives they have, at least in my school, is dance, choir, theater, art, photography, fashion design. I think they actually build clothes, and they actually have like runway shows. So that's my number 1. Pick good electives that you're actually interested in. Number 2, try new things. Maybe that goes a little bit into the first one, but join clubs, meet people, go out, have fun, and sure, do your assignments and do all that, but also have fun. Like, go out. These are the good old days, as I said. Number 3, do your assignments as you are given them. Because if you wait till the last minute, you're going to have a lot of stress. And then actually try on your STAR test or your EOC, because if you fail them, like I did my freshman year, you're going to probably have to have an extra class the next year. So that is not fun. Number 4, be thinking of what you want to do after high school. Do you want to work? Do you want to have like a little business? Do you want to go to college? Plan a little bit at a time as you're in high school, so that way when you actually get to that point, it just feels easier and lighter, and you don't have to stress about a bunch of things all at once. That's all of the tips that I can really think of right now, and I really hope that this was not a very boring video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and hopefully got something out of it. If you have any more ideas for story times or videos that I can do, or even if you have questions or anything you would like me to talk about in more specific, comments or DM me, or wherever you're seeing this, just get to me and I will try my best to message back. Or if it's like a really good question that needs really like a lot of explanation, I will make a video for it, because I'm up for making videos anytime. I love talking to a camera, because y'all, I'm in theater, please. I love that. So yeah, feel free to ask anything, recommend anything, and I will do my best to do that. So I hope you guys like this, and I hope it wasn't too boring. And my voice is really tired because it's 12 a.m. and I have to wake up tomorrow early. But it's okay, because you know why? I had a 2-hour nap time after school today, so that's why I'm feeling a little bit more energized but tired at the same time, if that makes sense. God, I just remembered I have concealer on my eyes, and I forgot that I have to take it off. Goodness, I forget all the time, for yeah. Good night, y'all. Or good afternoon, or good morning, or whatever it is. Bye.